Hello?
Yep. What's going on?
Oh, God, I can hear you now.
All right, cool.
Be sad, I'm gonna eat some more chicken. Want some chicken wings?
I was thinking about going up to that place and get some chicken or some fish.
Oh, oh, okay.
I'm going to Kroger anyway, but I can get a pack of wings.
No, you just gonna walk to the place and get some.
It's some chicken in there in the freezer.
But you said you was going to the place. You want to just give you one of them 20s back that you gave me?
No. Plus I gotta go to the store and get some bacon. We ain't got no more bacon. I gotta get bacon and probably some ice cream.
All right. So if you guys want to, you can load up the 19th. That's the date that I'm practicing on. So we could go over that day of the 19th. Um, and of course I mark up my highs and lows. So that's literally the first thing I do. Right now I have the timer at 9:25 a.m. Did I click record? I think I did, yeah. Oh yes, it's recording. All right, so I am recording. So that this will be posted in the group later on. The high is 91.25. All right, so on the 19th, when I first got into the market, the first thing I noticed, in the course, you know how I have a chart of the candlesticks, right? If you look at his candlestick setups, right here you have three candles, three green candles going up. This little candle right here is considered a doji, right? So that candle was a doji right here. And then the very next day was a doji. So those are indicators that the market is going down or changing direction. So even though this is a daily chart, the bigger the chart, that just means it might take a little bit longer for it to happen, but it eventually will happen. As y'all seen Friday, Thursday and Friday, the market just pretty much fell. But the one of the things that I looked at was on the daily, I noticed that it was two dojis, literally back to back. So the market, that tells me that the market was trying to go up, but for some reason it ended pretty much at the same place it started. So that's just let me know that it tried to go up, but it's still too many sellers up there pushing it back down. And that's why the last 2 days, the market just gave up and went down because it tried to go up, but it got smacked. So that's why it's important to understand what you're looking at on the daily, on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour, because they all tell you something slightly different, but it's still the same information. So of course, three in a row is a triple threat. So I would have marked this one right now here at the beginning as a level. It may not have got down to it, but you have it marked already because you know it is a level.
You say it's a second doji.
Yeah. Yep. So on the daily chart, you notice you have three green going up, and then you have a doji right here on this day, which this day was the 17th.
That other doji is by the PP.
Yep, yep, by the pivot. Yep, central pivot.
Oh, okay.
It was another doji on the 18th, and the 19th and the 20th pretty much just went down. So a doji is just an indication of a direction change. And after this doji, the market did go down. As you see, is a big wick to the bottom. So it definitely dropped down a lot, but it still closed around the same area it opened at. So you literally have two dojis. And the next 2 days, it dropped down. So that's what I was looking at in the market because I was like, that's a good indication of a direction change.
A doji is.
Yep. Open is 94.25. All right, and I put a line right here because it's a daily triple threat. That's a daily triple threat. Now, the thing is, when you're trading a level and it comes to the daily level, expect it to be some kind of cushion. All right. On a daily level, you're going to take heat, it's going to go through it a little bit, but it eventually turn back around. So anytime I see a daily level, I'm a little more careful on taking the trade as soon as it touch it because it's such a big level. A lot of times it will go through it a little bit, but it will end up going back up 9 times out of 10 or more than likely.
Coach, why did you put it on top of the doji instead of the third candle right here where you just came off of?
As far as the triple threat,
Yes.
because the triple threat starts at the open or the beginning of the trend. So since this candle right here is the first one that started, it opened at the bottom, it closed at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Then the very next candle opened at the bottom, closed at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So green goes up. So you want to mark the first green after, especially after a doji or a candle that closes that's not necessarily green. See these, if you zoom in, the two dojis are more red than anything. See that? These are red dojis. So that once they close red, that let me know that it's safe to mark this triple threat on the daily because a triple threat is 3 or more. And then once a candle closes a different color, that's when it's set.
So where are you marking the top of the last green candle?
You don't mark the top of the last one. You mark
Just
the
the
bottom
first
of
one.
the first one.
Okay.
The only time the top is the red. So if you see 3 in a row that are red, let me see. So like this right here, you see it's 3 in a row that's a red. I would have put a line at the top of this one. And
So
you can
that's just
see
your
what happened in the market as soon as it touched that line right here. It touched that line and immediately went down.
so that's just like your stop loss. Is that what you're saying?
That is the top of the green or red is the beginning of the trend going down. So I'll put a line right there. So when the market comes up to that line, I will sell. Your
Okay.
stop loss is where you don't want to take too much heat in your account.
Okay.
So like this one right here, even though I have this line marked way down here for this doji, not a line, back then I would have marked this level right here, and I'll mark it on here. I would have put a line right there because even though it went down and came back up, it literally stopped dead in its tracks and went down.
Mm-hmm.
That's how strong the 1 hour is. I mean, the daily. But even though it looked like it stopped dead in its track on a daily, if you go down to a 5 minute, it might look like it went through it a little bit and then came down because the 5 minute is a lot more zoomed in. But as you see, it worked almost perfect with it. It came back to the top of that trend and it stopped and went down. When it closed, it opened up, went up, and it still didn't break above it. Came back down. It wasn't until the third day, really, 1, 2, and 3 days. The third day, it finally went above that level. So you could have traded this level right here 2 days in a row. That's how strong that daily triple threat is. But yeah, with the red, you mark the very first red that goes down. With the green, you mark the very first green that starts to go up. Like this one right here that's going up, I would have marked a line right here at this very first green one. That's the first green one, and it trended up. Once this candle closed red, then I mark this and it's good. Now, even though this may look like it went through it pretty bad, if you zoom into a 5-minute chart, you will see it probably bounced before it broke through it. Because remember, as a new trader, you're just trying to get 50 to 100 per trade. And you probably would have got 50 to 100 on that bounce. Because you got to take into effect, this is a whole day. So it might not have bounced the whole day. It might have bounced a couple times and then broke through it by the end of that day. But those are still very strong levels. This one just happened to not break above it. It stopped and went down and could not get above it until the third day. So I do mark up my levels on a daily chart as well. So every day, high and low of the very first candle on the daily chart. And then, of course, you want to mark anything else. If you have a gap, like I would not, like this is a gap, right? Because you have A, B, and then you have C. The only reason why I wouldn't mark this gap is because after the gap is created, you want to count 3 candles afterwards. This is the current day. So this gap is not solidified until the end of today. So when the market closes at 5 o'clock, then you can mark this gap back here. Because you always want to wait 3 candles after the gap to make sure it's considered a real gap. And you can see that like this gap right here that I marked off, this is a gap on the 4-hour chart. The reason why I marked this off because after the gap is created, you have 1, 2, and 3 candles that did not break that gap. So after these 3 candles were closed, then I mark this gap. So always count 3 candles after candle C's. A, B, and C, then you go 1, 2, 3. After that third one, if it doesn't dip all the way back down to the gap, then it's a gap. Then you want to mark it off. And here's a prime example. I'm gonna mark this almost gap. So you'll see this is candle A, does not intersect with B, right? So A, B, C. Well, A and C don't cross each other. But the reason why I didn't mark this gap is because after A, B, and C, you go 1, 2, 3. That very next candle broke through it. See how it broke through it? So that's no longer a gap because the very next candle after it was created jumped into it. So I wouldn't count that one anymore.
That green candle, that first green.
Yep, the first green. So 1, A, B, and C, A, B, and C created the gap, that space right there. But then you got to count 1, 2, 3. 1 already broke through the gap. So it's no longer a gap. Get rid of it. Don't trade it. I wouldn't even mark this gap until I counted 3 candles afterwards that didn't break it. Then I will mark off that gap. So that's how you count those. Even with this even though this is a small gap, on the 4-hour, that's still a big space. That space right there, that is still a big space because it's a 4-hour. So you go to drawing tools, Fibonacci. Hold on, I don't think I clicked the right thing. Oh, not Fibonacci. My bad. I'm thinking about the wrong thing. Is the region highlight Y. That's how you mark this. So you can mark off this gap right here. So even though that gap don't seem that big, because it's on a 4-hour, when you go down to the 5-minute, that's a big enough gap to place plenty trades in. That is a big enough gap. But the reason I wanted to highlight that because if you look on the 4-hour where that gap was created, After A, this is A, B, C. One up, look at that, two then went through it already. So that's why I wouldn't count that gap, because candle number two, after it was created, broke straight through it. So I would delete that. Even though I noticed that's a small gap, it didn't last because it wasn't three candles afterwards. The second candle broke through it, no longer a gap. So I wouldn't even mark it. So that's what I look for when I look at gaps. And here's another one. Even though this is a small gap, after it's created, you got 1, 2, and the third one broke through it. No longer a gap. Don't mark it. So that's how you look at gaps. I know some people were confused. They were marking off gaps that weren't necessarily gaps. And also, this is the 4 hour. You see how you have 3 red candles going down? I would not mark that triple threat because you still have 34 minutes left on this last candle. So you have to wait till the candle after the third one closes. If it closes green, then you mark the triple threat. Do not mark this triple threat until the next candle. This is a 4 hour chart. So you're looking at 4 hours and 34 minutes. I'm not about to be in the market that long, no way. So I wouldn't mark that. But this one right here, see that 1, 2, 3? I would mark this one because even though the second candle jumped through it, it still closed red. So it was still a downtrend. So that's why I marked this one with that brown line, because that brown line still stopped at the triple threat. 1, 2, 3. The fourth candle closed green. So that triple threat green or red is valid. I'll mark it up right there. And look and the market hasn't even got back up to it yet. I think that was Thursday when it finally got to it and bounced down. But that's all I wanted to clarify. Gaps, once you have A, B, and C, the gap is created. You got to count 1, 2, 3 candles afterwards before you actually highlight that gap. If 1, 2, and 3 don't touch it, then it's considered a gap. And with the triple threats, you got to wait for a candle to close a different color. So right here, when you have these 3 in the beginning, is not a triple threat yet until the next candle closes green. Then is a triple threat. Just like this one right here, 1, 2, 3. The fourth one closed green. All right, boom. It's a triple threat because we have 3 or more going in one direction. So it just didn't come back up to it that day, but it might come back up to it later on. Here's another green triple threat. Like this green triple threat right here. 1, 2, 3. Got 3 or more. The red one closed red. Now I marked that off. And look what happened the very next time it came to it. It stopped right there and bounced right back up. Now this is a 4 hour chart. It stopped dead in its tracks and went right back up.
Apparently so. Would you mind coming to come in here and watch TV?
So yeah, I would have bought the market when it came back down to it. Now on a 4 hour, sometime it might not come back to that gap for a day, the next day, but you want to mark it because when it does come down, that is just an area to place a trade. That's way back here. So that triple threat that I marked up, that's way back here.
Here come the jokes. Here we finna start with the jokes now.
So right here, this is where this area right here is the same area. The same area is right here. Same area. This is just a 4 hour chart, but you take the trade off the 5 minute. And look at that. If you would have bought the market right here, it would have bounced straight up.
You gonna do that?
Hey, Twin, we got a hot mic, bro.
I'm sorry.
Don't tell me his people.
Oh, all right, I'm back. Okay, so it froze up. 1 second. There we go. All right, so I marked that off just so you can see what it looks like. So I marked off this triple threat on a 4 hour triple threat. Now this happened on the 14th. It didn't come back down there until the 18th. It didn't come back down to the 18th. But I marked it back then because I knew once it comes back down, it was a good area to buy the market. And this right here is what it did when it came back down. And this is what I mean by you took a little bit of heat. Look, this is a little bit of heat you took. You took some heat, but guess what? It eventually went all the way back up very fast. This looks like a small move, but that's a lot of money. Because this is the 5-minute chart. So at 104, it went down to 102. So from 104 to 102, which is about 124, which is about eight ticks. You know what I'm saying? 8 ticks is not that much. Okay, you took 8 ticks of heat and then eventually turned around and went way back up here. So that's 114. So from 104 to 114, 10 points, which is 40 ticks. So that 40 ticks, $5 per tick. So you times that by 5, that's $200. That little trade right there, you would have took some heat, but that's okay. Takes a little bit of heat. But if you would have rolled it all the way back up, that is literally $200. You know what I'm saying? We're only trying to get 50 to 100, okay? Now, if you just happen to get to 200, cool. You got to 200. But just by see a trade, take a trade, win, lose, or draw, I want you to get used to taking the trades that you know or that you trust is a good level. Don't be scared of like, should I take it? Should I not take it? You wait too long, that trade didn't happen, made money. And if you try to play chase and try to catch it later, you're going to lose money. Or you could just be patient and look what happened. It came back down. You had a second chance to take that same trade, write it back up. Damn near another $200 trade. So if you don't catch it the first time, you can wait for it to come down again and see what the candle does when it touches it. If it gets back to that level and it don't break straight through it, it taps it a couple times, go ahead and buy it up, rise to the top. You had 2 opportunities to take that trade. So if you missed the opportunity, do not chase the trade and just take a trade at any time. Oh, let me jump in. Nope. Take your time. Wait for it to pick you up at the bus stop. And that's the 2 trades that I wanted to go over because I know some people were just slightly confused as far as when is the triple threat certified and when is the gap certified. Always want to count 3 candles after the gap is created, and you want to make sure with the triple threat, you want to wait for a closure of the opposite color before you mark off a triple threat because it's 3 or more candles. It could be 6 candles going down. You know what I'm saying? Don't mark it until candle number 7 closes a different color and candle number 8 opens up. Then you're like, okay, I can mark it now. Prime example, this one right here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles. It wasn't until the 7th candle closed green. Now you can mark off that level. I mean, it's on a 5-minute. I wouldn't trust a 5-minute level, but I just wanted you to see how many candles before I would have marked it off. So that's on That's how I mark off my triple threat and my gap. Now, the other thing was the stop loss and ATM strategies. Let's go over that. Actually, I'm gonna pull up the Discord and show you what I put in the Discord. So you go to Discord, I put it under community, and you have the, it was ATM strategy. Did I pass the ATM strategy? Where did I put it at? Oh, right now, right here, dude. I'm already on it. Okay, it had that little sign right there threw me off. So under ATM strategies, under community, ATM strategies. So right here, I put two of my ATM strategies in here. So this one is the 8 contract ATM strategy. Okay, 8 contracts. I will only use this on micros. Okay, when you're new. Right? You want to only use that on micros. Hold on, I got some questions. I hope I answered everybody's questions. I've just seen those. My bad. Okay, so under ATM strategies, the very first picture is just the basic settings, right? So when you go to ATM strategies, you go to custom. That's this right here. This box right here is the first box that I'm showing in the pictures. This right here, right? All you have to do is change order quantity to 8. And right here under target, you just add. Right? You added 1, add 2, 3, and then 4. Now, each one of these are 2 contracts. 2, 2, because it equals 8. So right here, where it says order quantity, you want to type in 8. And then down here, you want to break the 8 down to 2 contracts each. Remember, this is for micros. Don't use this ATM strategy on minis because you're trading 8 minis. All right. Now, the very next pick, stop loss. I have mine at 60. You don't have to do 60, but, play around with these numbers. I have mine at 60, so I put mine at 60. And once again, this is micros. So it's only $4 per tick. So 60 times 4 is how much money you're risking. So right here, you do 60 ticks times 8 contracts, which is $4. So you're risking $240 loss if it hits negative 60. Okay. Now profit, I don't put anything in profit with this ATM strategy. Oh, it's already being recorded, SoCal. I'm gonna add it to the Discord. So under profit, I do not put anything under profit because I don't want a target to be there. I want a stop loss at 60, but I don't want a target. So if I take a trade and it goes sky high, I just want my stop loss to follow behind it. I don't want it to stop me out. Okay. So right here, that's what I have here. Stop loss 60, profit is 0. Now, each one of these stop strategies are different. All right, so we're going to close that. We'll go to the next picture. The next picture is the first one, right? So in order to get that, where's the stop strategy? Hit that drop down. You can go to, normally have custom under there. There it is. Go to custom. So that very next picture is this right here. See that right here. You don't have to worry about break even. All you got to worry about is auto trail. So under auto trail, you want to hit stop, highlight that stop button right there. Highlight stop button. It's going to put a little option down here. And you literally just follow the settings 10 and 50, right? So you change this to 10, change this one to 50. So, and you keep stop frequency at 1. All this means is once the market goes 50 ticks into profit, your stop loss or your stop loss, your red flag, is going to move to 10 ticks behind 50. So it's going to be at 10, the market's going to be at 50. Every time the market goes up, it goes to 10, 11, 12, 13. As the market moves, it's going to follow behind. If the market comes down, it's going to knock it out. You're going to lock in money because it already jumped to plus 10 ticks. So you're already locked into some money, and it's just going to follow behind it until the market comes back down. And you do that on each one. So you want to save it, save the template at whatever you want to save it as. And then you just hit OK. And you just go down each one. You go down to this one. You go down, hit custom. And then in the group, you go to number, I labeled it 2. Number 2 has 18 stop loss, 55 profit trigger. So when the market goes 55 ticks, the second flag is going to move. And it goes like that in order. Right? So once you set that one, you'll go down to the third one. You'll set the third one the same way. Go to custom and punch in step 1 and just type in the numbers that I have under number 2, number 3, number 4. Each one is different. This one is 100 profit target, 25 stop loss. So once the market go 100 ticks into profit, that very last one, which is the runner, finally jumps up. Now, you can physically move each one whenever you feel fit. If you think you made enough money, you can move that red flag anytime you want. But if you just want to sit in the trade and see what happens, you can leave it alone. It does not matter. Because at the end of the day, these are your accounts. You can move them up whenever you want. Oh, of course, Solar, no problem. Yeah, so that's how I have it labeled. That's why I have it labeled. This is the main setting, right? And then I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 because each one is 2 contracts to break down the total of 8. And you just literally go to one, and you go to number 1 is this first one right here. Target 1 is number 1. Picture number 2 is target 2, and you just punch in the numbers under strategy or stop strategy. You just punch in the numbers. If it's step 1 or 1 step, you just type in those numbers that I have on picture 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So that is I call it 8 YOLO. That's what I call it, 8 YOLO. But that was basically these settings right here. And it works pretty good on micros. Because remember, 8 micros is still less than 1 mini. 1 mini is $5. 8 micros is only $4. And if you don't want to do 8, you can do 4. You could set that up as a 4 ATM strategy. So instead of doing 8, you could do 4. Instead of having 4 of these targets, you could just have 2 targets. So you could just remove. You remove 2 targets. Now you do 2 contracts here, 2 contracts there, and you want to change this one to 4. So now you have 4 micros, and you still have the same trailing as the first 2. So if you don't want to do 8 contracts, you can do 4, which is $2 per tick. So you're only risking $2 every tick. You know, if you don't want to risk $8. But that's how you trade with more contracts with micros. Discount code for Bullinox. All right, give me 1 second. Let me see what. Where's my disc? Where's Bull? I think I got Bullinox open already. Let me see. Yeah, I actually went up and snatched up a couple Bullinox accounts.
Yeah, just to let you know that Bolonox was having a sale. I don't know if the members know or not, but they were having an awesome sale for like $15.95 each. So
For the 50K, yep.
for the 50K, yes.
Yeah, so the way you do that is you get Apex with Tradeovate, get Tradeovate Apex accounts, and Bullinox is on Rhythmic. So that way you can log into Bullinox and trade and Apex at the same time. Let me see.
I've got a question. This is Terry.
Mhm.
If I've got, say, I use NinjaTrader by accident. I want to go to TradingView, and I got Apex accounts. Can I trade them to change them to TradingView? From NinjaTrader to TradingView.
I will have to check on that. I think you can, but I'm not sure though, because I don't teach TradeView.
Mhm.
But I can check on that for you, and
Yeah,
I'll get back to
can
you.
I change from one to the other? If I had say I had TradingView and I want to go to NinjaTrader, I just want to know, can I change it? Because just wanted to know. Especially
Yeah, I'll
Apex.
check on it. I don't know if Bullinox works on TradingView. It all depends on what Bullinox works on.
Not been. I'm talking about changing Apex to TradingView.
Yeah, I will have to go to the website and check. I'm not sure if they switched to TradingView.
Okay,
They
thank you.
might. I just never looked it up. The discount code for Bullinox is J5PDS. Let me copy that. I'll copy it and put it in the chat.
All right. Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, because they have 81 and 91% until the 28th. So yeah, I already bought like 4 or 5 of those. Because once you get 20 Apex, I think you could get up to 11 Bullinox if I'm not mistaken. So, but I mean, you don't have to rush to get Bullinox. They'll have another sale. Give me 1 second, be right back.
Anyone from Houston, Texas?
All right, I'm back. All right, where we at? All right, so yeah, so that's that ATM strategy. All right, and Replicanto. Let's go to Replicanto. Because I'm on playback, it's not showing all the accounts, but this is Replicato. This is a copier. So for those of you that have more than one account, I don't think you necessarily need Replicanto until you have like 3, maybe 4 accounts. Because if I had 2 accounts, I would just trade them separately. But Replicano, the way you use it is when you first open it up, you choose what you want to trade, of course. So we trade NQ, the leader account. Hit that drop down, pick whatever account you want to be your lead account, meaning that's the account that you're going to trade with, right? So you choose your lead account. Over here is where you have all your other accounts. You can click which one you want to do what. So if I want 3 accounts to follow whatever my lead account does, is a check mark that you have to check on here for each one. And I would do I will do a video later. I'll pull up my account and I'll do a video later showing you exactly how to set Replicano, and I'll put it in the Discord. But it's not difficult at all. You literally click the instrument, click your lead account, like account number 1. I always keep this on exact quantity. I just leave it alone. And you'll see all your other accounts pull up under here. You just click on what account you want it to run or want it to follow. And that's all the settings that I change. I don't mess with nothing down here with Replicano nodes. I don't mess with none of that. And it works just fine. But once I pull up my account, I'll show y'all. I'll do a video on setting that up. But Replicano, my code for that one is Hawk20, HAWK20. It's a 20% discount and it's a one time. You just pay once and that's it. It's nothing, it's not a recurring monthly fee.
How much is it? You never get a price.
With a discount, Replicano, I think is 170. So it's a one-time fee of 170. And it might be cheaper. I got it. But I know its normal price is 199.
So they have different selections. So it has like a single or something.
Oh,
and-
yeah, I'll pull it up. Is a Flowbots. Somebody jamming, ain't it? Flowbots.ninja. That's the website. Flowbots.ninja. Everybody talk about, I think everything I use says ninja, like ninjatrader. Flowbots is .ninja. Something about that ninja. All right, so this is Flowbots right here. All right. The one that says Replicanto 299. When you go to license, hit that drop down. You want to go to single machine. And that just breaks it down to if you have more than one person in your house that also uses Replicano, that's when you want to do 2 machines or 1 year. They have a 1 year license. If you just want to use it for 1 year, it's 149. But if you want a lifetime, it's 199. That's really the only difference. Is 50. It's like $50. So just remember, if you do 1 year, next year you got to do another 140, 149. Somebody got a hot mic. Yeah, but the first and most reliable copier. I agree. I used Apex copier. I did not like it. But Apex does have a copier as well. But I don't have a discount code for theirs because I don't like it. I don't have a code for anything that I don't like or don't use. But yeah, it's flowbots.ninja. I think my dog is outside. Hold on one second. All right, there we go. All right. All right. It was something else that somebody wanted to go over today. Let's see.
I'm new. This is Kerry again. And
Huh?
how do you use your pen to mark on things? Like if I want to mark it without you doing
Hey,
it.
William, do you have a video on the how to load up the Bullinox?
Oh, how to connect it?
Yeah.
I don't have a video. Hold on.
I need to get with you anyway because my Apex account, I don't know. I had to restart my computer yesterday, so I restarted the computer and then I reloaded Tradeovate.
Mhm.
But on the Apex, it doesn't show up anymore. And I went to the Apex account and it shows active still. Um, I don't know if you ever experienced that before, but I only have the Sim account, but I don't actually have the Apex account showing up on NinjaTrader.
Oh yeah, you got to go connections, and you got
I
so
did. I did that. I went to connections. I went to Tradeovate.
you did you configure.
Okay, I went to Tradeovate, but go ahead.
So your Tradeovate pulled up.
My Tradeovate was pulled up and it connected,
Mhm.
but my Apex account is no longer there. Just my sim. Like I said, I'll probably have to get with you later, but
Okay.
I checked that right there, and it all shows up there.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's something going on with Apex or not, but
But when you go to connections and you go to connect, it does it connect and turn green,
yes, it does.
but no account pops up.
When I go to Tradeovate, I connect and it turns green, but the only thing showing is Sim 101. That's it.
Okay, yeah, we'll look at it.
Okay.
And Terry, what was you saying?
One question was like you got a pen and sometimes you can write without
You're
it's
you're very low.
sometimes you can use your pen to make your lines yourself. How do you write on the screen with your pen? You
Oh,
know,
how do you write on the screen?
yeah.
You go to drawing tools,
Okay, drawing tools,
and towards the bottom it says text.
checks. And that would let me just draw, write whatever I want to do, right? Myself manually.
Right there. So you click on it.
No, I mean, if I want to draw a line, if I want to write something, if I want to do something myself without it doing it, I can't do that, huh?
So you want to draw a line and then label
Like,
that
like if I want to
line?
write my own lines across instead of letting it do it, can I do it or it have to not?
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what I'm
if you want to put your own lines on the chart,
saying? Yeah, lines, or if I want to just do it
yeah,
myself.
just go to drawing tools,
Mm-hmm.
and I use horizontal line or F6.
Okay, I got you. Thank you. I
So
appreciate
click
it.
on horizontal line, and you can click anywhere on here, and it'll place a line there.
Okay. And the last thing, do you I got by mistake I got rhythmic. Can I know I can't change over. They don't let you change the trader bait, but can I have both of them like starting now I just pick trader bait? Because it seems like everybody got trader bait except me. You know, I got rhythmic.
Yeah, yeah,
Is
you
that
could buy your next Apex account. You can just
Mhm.
choose Tradeovate instead of Rhythmic.
Got it.
Like
Mhm.
like I still have two Rhythmic under Apex, but the
Okay.
rest of my Apex are Tradeovate. Because
Okay.
when I started, they didn't even have Tradeovate. All they had was Rhythmic.
Yeah, I got
So
like
I still
six.
have two old PAs. That's how long I had those two PAs. They're the only two that's still on Rhythmic.
And last question is Apex, you got their toll free a number I can talk to somebody? Because all they do, they want you to chat. Is there a number I can call and talk to
No,
someone?
there's no number. All they have is the email.
And they close today, correct?
Oh yeah. They're closed today.
hmm Okay. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Now I do have a number for Ninja Trader.
They close today too, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But could you put in the chat for me the number for Ninja Trader?
Yeah, let me pull it up. I was in the chat for the Ninja Trader rep. So if you have issues with Ninja Trader, you can contact that number. Even if he doesn't help you, he can at least refer you to someone that can help you in Ninja Trader. So if you have an issue, they can at least see if it's Ninja Trader fault. If it's not Ninja Trader fault, they'll send you to who fault it might be.
I have a question, Coach. So the PAs, and I asked it earlier and I couldn't hear you. My computer is acting weird. They've gone up?
The PA, as far as the price,
Yes. Because it's saying 125. I thought it was
oh,
100.
to activate it.
Yes. To
Yeah,
activate.
those prices go up and down.
Oh,
Sometimes
okay.
they're 85, sometimes they're 120. Yeah,
Hmm.
they do, those fluctuate.
Okay. And then the second question I have is for the indicators. What and again, I'm just so used to trading view. For this, how do you what are the, I don't know what to do, like if I want to put VWAP and all that. I know they're available, but I don't know how to
Adam,
add them, and then like I guess they're already set up. I'm just not used to it. So yeah.
yeah, you right click. Oh, let me click. Oh, my bad. Hold on, let me pull this up. You right click anywhere on the screen, and you literally just go to indicators,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all in alphabetical order. So if you want to use a VWAP,
Or daily moving average, are they all
yeah,
in
they're
there
all on
like
here.
50? Okay. Okay.
Now, if they're not on here, these are all the free ones. You can
Oh.
also go to Ninja Trader, and they have a section where people sell all these indicators also.
Hmm. Sure. Yeah, I don't know what all that. Okay, so do they have a free VWAP one, and then they don't have?
Let me see.
Yeah, I don't know what the rest of this stuff is.
Well, I pay for my VWAP.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
don't think they have a VWAP on here.
And they don't have the moving averages either.
So I have the VWAP intraday. That's what I use. What was else? What is it they had?
Like the daily moving averages. Like you have the 20, you have the 50, you have the 100. They don't, or the SMAs either. Okay.
Your moving
Huh.
average ribbon.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I just
honestly,
have
like they have good indicators. But if you want to get the best indicators, you have to buy those.
okay. And so where would you said go to Ninja Trader, um, something you said.
It's like I can pull it up for you.
Which indicators do you use? How many? I see the VWAP. What else? What else? What do you have?
If you're asking me, I didn't hear you.
No, I was asking
Oh,
Mr. Williams.
Yeah.
How many indicators do you actually use?
Um. I use a couple of the ones besides the ones that's in the course. I use three other ones. I'll show you what they look like.
I haven't opened the course yet. How many indicators you have on the course?
On the course, I think it's four.
mhm.
Okay.
Free or you have to pay for it?
Is bar timer, opening price, pivots, and price line, and swings. So five total. I have the WMA on mine, but I don't even know why it's there. I don't even use WMA.
Did you have to buy them or they free?
No, these are the ones that I put in the course are free.
Okay. But you say there was better ones that you could buy.
Yeah. If you go to ninjatraderecosystem.com,
Mhm.
Okay.
I'll bring it down so you can see it. This right here is ninjatraderecosystem.com. So
Okay.
you could build your own trade system with Bloodhound. They got all types of cool stuff in here. They got indicators, all types of stuff that you can purchase that people have made and they sell on here. Like I'm a vendor for NinjaTrader, so if I can develop a bot or an indicator and sell it on here.
Okay.
Oh, Mr. H,
Yes.
uh, when you were showing your indicators, I'm trying to make mine stay up there. You know how like when you gave us the course and you put it all in there and it's
Mm-hmm.
always there. So me personally, I like the moving averages, simple moving averages.
Mm-hmm.
So once I bring it up and I put it on there, it goes away. Once I shut the chart down.
Yeah, you
Or
got a save template. You can
yeah,
save
yeah.
the
Okay.
template and go to save as.
Save as.
Yep. And you just change the name of what you want to save it. Um,
Okay.
or you can save it as default if you want to use it every time. It'd
Yeah, I
be a
want to use it
default
every
setting.
time. I like
Yeah, so just save it as default.
it. Okay. And then whatever chart I pull up is going to be on there.
Yep. Yep. If
Correct.
you save it as default.
Okay. Good. Good. Thank you. Thank you.
Of course.
Hey, Will, can you hear me?
Yep. What's going on?
So this is my first time watching the class, and I've been looking for it for an hour over on Discord, and I was like, man, where you at? So I finally thought, let me check my email, and then of course that's where I found it. But have you went over the um, stop loss trailing stop loss yet?
Yes. Yeah. So what would you need to know? I can help you.
Well, just I would like for you to show how that works start to finish, how you can make your adjustments in it to be closer or further away on the move on the trail.
Okay.
Just before you go to set it all up at.
Yeah, I could do that. All right, right here where it says personalize your platform, NinjaTrader ecosystem. This is where you could customize your user. You could customize everything on NinjaTrader. Like you can change your color, your background,
Hmm.
user apps. They have apps down here. NinjaTrader indicators, automated strategies. You could separate it to free stuff if you want to just find free. But they have a lot of indicators. Divergent cloud. Like people literally, like I can literally develop an indicator and put it on here. But NinjaTrader will look at the indicator, test it out, and make sure it's a good indicator now. They're not gonna just let everybody put stuff on here. So that's what I like about it. So some of
So
these are free, some of them you have to pay for.
so if you have like if I have before you go and show him the trail stop. So if I have Trading View, can I connect through Tradeovate just to see my charts, or I can't?
I've never tried to connect TradingView at all.
Okay.
It might be a way you can do it. I just never done it.
Okay.
But you wanna see if you can connect TradeView to NinjaTrader?
I can contact NinjaTrader and ask him. I was
Okay,
just
I was
wondering.
about to say, I'll write it down. I'll find out for you now. I don't like to be like, I don't know, figure it out. No, I'll look it up as well.
Yeah, I don't have any problem since yeah, NinjaTrader, you can talk to them and I can just ask. I just didn't know where the indicators were because like I said, I'm just so used to TradingView and
Yeah.
I just want the same thing because I'm looking at my TradingView charts and I'm trying to look at NinjaTrader when I'm doing my trades, and it's a lot. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah, it is a lot going back and forth. If you could get them all in one place, that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I do like is NinjaTrader ecosystem because you can call them and ask, hey, do you have an indicator like this? And they're like,
Right.
yeah, go to this, try this indicator.
Okay. That's right.
And even though some of them are free, some of them you do pay for. So like the ones that I use, which is a different level of trading than what I teach because I teach beginner. But like when I load and go to my regular settings, this is the intraday.
Hey,
This is
William.
called an intraday VWAP.
William.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you can do Trader View. Uh, you have to use the add-on for NinjaTrader.
Mm.
cross trade add-on.
Nice.
Okay.
But it will allow traders to receive alerts from TraderView and execute signals in NinjaTrader.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is
Look
okay.
at that. Look at
Yeah, you
Very-
that. Somebody knew.
download and install cross trade add-on, and then you enable the automatic trading interface ATI on NinjaTrader. If you just Google, can you connect NinjaTrader to TraderView?
Mhm.
It will give you the answer there. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Good to know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I
I
was like,
got
I
a
knew it had to be a way to do it. I was like, let me look it up. I'll find it.
I got
Thanks
a
for
question for y'all. Is
Yeah.
y'all trying to use both, like NinjaTrader and TradingView? Is that what y'all do?
That's what I'm doing now. I used both TradingView and then I'm looking back on NinjaTrader, but I would like for my NinjaTrader chart to look like TradingView because I pay for that, right? And so I don't need all this extra stuff if I can just use NinjaTrader because that's where I'm trading from.
Yeah, but I want to try to use both since I'm more familiar with TradingView. I was gonna
Yeah.
like one screen would have TradingView and one screen would have NinjaTrader, like a split screen.
Hmm.
Sort of like that's what I'm trying to do. Is that possible?
I think he just said that with the add-on, possibly. If not, you can always. If I can't figure it out, I'll just call NinjaTrader and have
That's
them
what I'm
walk.
thinking about. I want split screens. That's what I'm trying to say. If it would have come up, if I do it, can it both show up at the same time, like as a split screen? I don't know. I'm just gonna
What's
call
this?
me.
What is this colored? I thought I've seen you use this before. Will, what is that?
Okay, so what I just added on there, I have the intraday VWAP, and I also
Mhm.
have a anchored VWAP mixed with a Don Chain channel. Now, Don Chain channel is free, but it just works better if you have a VWAP with it. So this is what my stuff looks like when I trade normal. And you guys, after you feel comfortable trading, this is what John teaches. You know what I'm saying? John, which is the group that I trade with Monday through Friday, he teaches all this stuff. Um, so that's why I like people to begin with what I teach. Once you get comfortable with that, then you jump into something like this. But this is what my chart normally looks like. And he explains how to use all these different things to be a more consistent trader.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, and that's why I don't want you to just jump into this because it's just going to confuse you.
Yeah.
So I keep it simple. I keep it nice and simple without all this extra stuff going on, so that you can focus on the basics of trading, which still teaches you to make plenty money. You can make plenty money the way that I teach, but when you're ready to jump into the course, which is Monday through Friday, where you trade with us live, that's what your screen will look like.
How much is that when we get
That
when
is
we get?
300 a month.
And I mean, I'm not ready for it now, but what do
No,
you get? You get training and everything, right?
yeah. He trains you on all that stuff.
Do you give alerts or it just hey, you teaches
I
you?
know. Well, you trade with us live,
Mhm.
so I'll give out a couple trade. I might give a couple trades. John will give a couple trades. Dan and another guy, they trade gold and silver, so they'll give out trades on gold and silver.
What do you trade with this course? You trade NQ?
NQ, yeah, I still trade. Me and John do NQ.
Mm-hmm. And you say it's three something a month. Okay.
Yeah, so you just have like several traders giving out trades while we sit there.
And
But
how
as I
many
said,
trades?
like
How many trades y'all get
John
over a month?
teaches you how to use all those indicators.
Last question on that. I know I'm not ready for, but how many trades do y'all give out for the three something a month?
It just depends on the market. But we do good. We make good money trading this way. But he just teaches you how to use other indicators to be just as consistent. So like my course, I focus more on building your consistency. Is it 500 a day? Is it or per trade? Is it 50 per trade, 100 per trade, 200 per trade? Once you get that down packed, John will show you other indicators to use to where you could be making 3, 4, 500 per trade. So it's really just the level that you're at.
What are you guys typically using for your stop loss amount over there with your trading group? What are you typically using? I would assume you guys are using a lot larger stop loss, aren't you?
We do. But your stop loss is really based on how you trade.
Uh-huh.
So like my stop loss is norm. So this right here is ATM strategy, right? So under order quantity, you want to do, if you want to trade one contract, that's where you would do order quantity. Your stop loss, my stop loss is normally 60. So how I calculate my stop loss is $5 per tick. So $5 times 60 ticks equals 300. So at stop loss of 60, I'm risking $300 every trade.
Right.
So if I'm gonna risk $300 every trade, I don't use a profit target. I don't use a profit target at all. But to build your consistency, you might want to put that target at or profit at 20. So I'm either going to get 20 or I'm going to lose 60. 20 ticks is $100, right? So I wouldn't really do that's like a 3-to-1 ratio. I'm either going to lose 300 or I'm going to make 100, right?
You go 3-1 on let's say you go 3-1 one morning trading and you theoretically broke even.
What?
If you go 3-1, let's say you had 4 trades and you won 3 of them, lost one, you still only broke even, right?
Yes, but see that's the thing. I don't base it on how many trades. I base it on a dollar amount. So if I take a trade and I lose 300, I'm not taking another trade. I'm
Uh-huh.
it. That's it. I lost 300. I'll try again tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
If I take a trade and I make 200, that's it. I'm done. Trade again tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
I don't worry about 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. If I place
Wow, even at your
now
level, you're
if I
gonna
take one
you
trade and I made $80, I might take another trade because I only made 80. I might take another trade, get another 80 to 100. Cool. But just know if you take that other trade and you lose that 80 that you just made
yeah.
and 300 or additional, now you're negative 300. I'm done. I'll come back tomorrow.
So at your level, as long as you've been trading and you're making a living doing this and sounds like a good living, you're still good with $150, $200 win that day and you're done. Is that because it's happening in different accounts? Your
Yes,
money
because
is
I have
being made
multiple
by
accounts.
okay, that makes sense. That's
Yeah,
surprising.
yeah.
You're happy
The,
with
the, the
150
more the
bucks,
more
you're
accounts
good.
you have, the less risk.
Right. Gotcha.
Because if I only did $50 a day and I have 10 accounts, that's
Yep.
10,000 a month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why trying to make $800 per trade per account? You know, it's just more stress.
Man, that's the secret's having all the accounts you can get a hold of.
Yeah, yeah. Because imagine having 20 accounts and all you got to do is $50 with a copier. You just hit
Man.
$50 times 20. That's
Yep.
20,000 a month. And you take out half of what you made, that's still 10,000 a month. If you need more than 10,000 a month, then you might want to look at your habits. You might got something else going on.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Hmm.
You get me to that, I'm good.
Yeah, like if you need more than 10,000 a month, I'm like, oh man, I don't know what you got going on over there. But you know, some people have other things that they need money for.
Which strategy out of 18 strategies you think this beginner should really use?
10. Try to see how many times what I did, I took simulation or playback, and I took 10 educated trades. And out of 10 trades, if I made $50 10 times out of 10, I'm going to try to get $75. If I get $75 10 times out of 10 educated trades, I'm going to move that 75 to 100. I'm going to keep moving it up until I don't make 10 out of 10. Then
Oh,
that's my consistency rate. I
Oh,
might, and when I first started, I think it was like $40. I made $40 10 times out of 10. When I tried to move it to 50, I lost. So I knew my consistency rate was $40. Let me get $40 and get up out this market because my consistency is 10 times. How many times can I make it out of 10? Sometimes
But
it's nine. If 9 times out of 10, that's 90%. Cool. 90% is good for me. So you need
I,
to find what your consistency rate is.
I was talking about the strategies. Out of you named four of them. Which one you think that we should concentrate on the ATM strategies?
Same thing, whatever your consistency. So if you know you took 10 trades and you only got 10 ticks in the market, then your ATM strategy need to be a profit of 10.
Okay. Thank you.
Because you know you could get 10 ticks. Every time you place an educated trade, you got at least 10, got in, got out. That's $50. If you could do $50 every day, that's 1,000 a month. Okay. 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 But
so
yeah,
Will, I've heard you say you use a copier, but not normally on any more than 3 or 4 accounts. So let's say you go in the first time, you make your 50 or 100, whatever you got set up that day, and you copied those 3 or 4 accounts. Now, those 3 or 4 accounts you're done, you set to the side, and now you'll go grab another 3 or 4 accounts and make
mhm,
a $50 or $75, and you do that 2 or 3 times depending on how many accounts you own, and you're
yep,
copying.
yep.
Okay,
Now,
okay.
now some people do copy all their accounts. They'll say account number one, duplicate on two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. I don't like doing that
Uh-huh.
because if I take a bad trade, I don't want to see red across 16 accounts.
You just may have to make 2 or 3 different trades that day
Yeah,
for three of your groups, for your bundled groups, let's say, of your copying.
yeah, yeah.
I
So
got it.
I'll do account number one. I want to copy two, three, and four.
Okay.
Account number five, I want to copy six, seven, and eight. Account number
Okay.
nine, I want to copy 10, 11, and 12. I don't trade all 16 accounts every day. I might only trade 10 of 16 on Monday. And then I make sure Tuesday I'll copy 11 to 16. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, okay.
I don't, I don't, I don't trade. That's where I lost that day that I lost six PAs in one day is because I was trying to trade all 16. I've had 16 accounts more than one time.
Oh,
So I was trying to trade all 16 every single day and I lost six.
wow.
And I was
You
like,
got to
ooh,
start over when that happens, don't you?
yeah, you got to start over from evaluation.
Ah, yeah,
I
boy.
felt that. I was like, ooh, that hurt. Don't do that again.
Coach, explain that. So if you have a PA and you go below a certain number, you're back to reset or
Yeah, you'll
what?
lose it. So if you have a say, let me pull it up. I can show you better than I can tell you. All right, so say you have a $25,000 trade account, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you make enough money to get a withdrawal from that 25K account, you now have 25,100 that you can't go below. You can't go below 25,001. Same thing with a 50K account. If you made enough money to get a withdrawal, you can't go below 50,100. So no matter how much money you make, as long as you don't come all the way back down to 25,100,
And if you do,
that's when you lose it. You'll lose that account. That's why it's important to have that cushion. I always talk about a $3,000 cushion.
okay, so you're saying you lose it, it's gone. You got to go back to your evals and get, or you can't pay to get this PA reset
Nope.
again.
You got to start over from evaluation. That's
Okay.
why I say baby
Brand
that,
new
that
account, right?
PA. Huh?
A brand new account. You'd have
Yeah,
to
you got to
start a
start all
brand new
over.
account.
So if you have a 25, 26, 27, so if you have a 25 and you built it to 28,000, you will not lose that account unless you lost enough money to where it's 25,099. So it got to go below 25,100 to lose it.
Hmm.
So that's why I say build a $3,000 cushion, because if you lose a $3,000 cushion, then that was a horrible trade. You had a bad week, a bad month. Yeah, you did not follow the rules.
Is that not the same for like an eval account?
Well, no, because an eval, it follows you until you pass it. So eval account, it is always 1,500 from the highest point. So if you made 25,900, that loss limit is 1,500 away from 25,900. All right. So if you have 25,900, oh, not 99. So you made $900 in your eval in valuation. You got to subtract 1,500 from that. So if you lost all the way back down to 24.4, you'll lose that account. It's no longer 23.5. It's 24.4 because you made $900. So it's 1,500 from that 900 you made.
Oh, okay.
So evaluation follows behind you until you pass. Once you pass, you get a PA. It starts back over at 25,000. Once you make 1,600, it no longer follows behind you. It breaks it all the way back down 25,100. So you can make $10,000 in that 25K account. You will not lose it unless you lose all the way below 25 and 1.
Right.
So if you lost that account, the eval account, can you go back and get another eval account?
You could get another eval. You can reset it. You could wait till your billing date, and they're going to reset it for you.
Okay, gotcha.
But
So that starts
PA
at 20. That starts at 20. So your eval starts with a $25,000 account, and you're allowed to go down to 23.5, right?
Yeah,
Is that
if
how
you
that
don't
works?
make any money. If you
Right.
get your
Gotcha.
account and you immediately lose 1,500, you lose that account. But
Yep.
if you get a 25K and you make $1,000,
Yeah.
it's no longer 23.5, it's 24.5
Gotcha. Yeah.
because it
Yeah.
follows behind you.
Gotcha.
Now you mentioned something about resetting. You can go in there and reset that pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah. You can reset an eval. You can't
Oh.
reset a PA.
Okay.
So, Mr. H,
Yep.
can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me, Mr. H?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So now, with this beginner's course, in your opinion, which strategy do you like? And I'm speaking of support resistance, uh, triple threat, or fair value gap.
Triple threat. Triple threat is my jam.
Okay.
When I got approved my first account and my first payout, all I traded was triple threat. I didn't trade gaps. I didn't trade overnight high. All I traded was triple threat. I
Really?
learned everything about it and I whooped his tail until I made some money.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But you could do a combination. You can if the market happens to be near the overnight low, I'll take it. But when I first started learning, I was like, I'm gonna learn this triple threat and I'm not gonna trade nothing else until I get that down packed. But the triple threat don't happen every day. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I teach other strategies just in case the triple threat don't happen. You got the overnight high, the overnight low. If that don't happen, you still got the gap. If that don't happen, that's where I showed you the LIS. So in one day, something gonna pop, something gonna happen out of what I teach. But when I first learned, if a triple threat didn't happen, I just didn't take a trade that day. That's how disciplined I was. If it didn't happen, all right, well, I'll try again tomorrow. But
That was in real
you get
time,
that
wasn't it?
itch to take a trade just because.
Yeah, I got to fight that.
Yeah, I've been there. I know what you're going through. You
Yep.
see the market moving, it never gets to your level. You're like, I got to take a trade. No, you don't.
Yep.
You don't.
Yep.
You don't have to do anything.
Now, this is my observation. uh, as I'm looking at the chart right now, and I've noticed in the past, number one, uh, trading support and resistance in the evening or later in the afternoon appears to work pretty good. Because
Mhm.
as just like we're looking at your chart now, it'll go up to where it's supposed to go and then bounce off. Then what I kind of notice is so let's say your dotted lines. So I know, and there's no amount of dots per line. It can vary, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. Once the candlesticks get past that dot, then they have a tendency of actually crossing it. But now I notice in the morning, like doing opening, oh, it'll cross it. It ain't got to wait to what I'm speaking to.
Yeah.
So have you noticed that?
Yes. So the indicators, that's all the indicators are. They just indicate an opportunity, right?
Yeah.
So the way I utilize all the indicators that I put on your charts is if say I mark a swing like this right here is a prime example. You see how I mark this is the overnight high, right? So if I go to a daily chart, this candle right here, this red candle is a day candle, is a 1 day candle. The high of that candle, I put a red line. That's the overnight high, right?
Mhm.
If you go down to a 1 hour chart, you see how that swing high is sitting right on the overnight high?
Yeah.
Those green dots or blue dots are at the same spot as the overnight high. It's a indicator is just that. It just indicates a strong level. So I use it as a confirmation. Not only do I have an overnight high, but I also have a swing high at the same spot. I'm going to take that trade. Win, lose, or draw, I'm selling the market because I have two reasons. Not only do I have an overnight high, but I also have a 1 hour swing high at the same exact spot. Same thing right here. This yellow line is a 1 hour level. I also see two, not one, but two swing highs at the same spot. I'm going to take that trade, win, lose, or draw. Because the swing high and the swing lows are indicators on top of a strong level of support that I personally put a line at. So
So
it's a confirmation that is very strong.
there's a lot of pressure there to knock that down if it gets up to that point. The
Yep.
two swing highs and the yellow line.
Yep. So nothing is guaranteed in the market. We're just looking at what's more probable. Anything is possible, but not everything is probable. Okay. It's possible to be an astronaut, but you're probably not going to do that tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So you have to know the difference between what's possible and what's probable. What's possible is the market's going to go down. The indicators let me know that it's probably a much stronger chance that if you wait till it get here, it's going to go down. So that's why I put the indicators on there. Even with the pivots, y'all see the PP, which is the central pivot. R1 is the R1 pivot. By themselves, they're not that strong. But if I already have a level sitting there on top of a pivot R1, R2, S1, it's just a confirmation that it's more than likely going to work.
Will, where do those pivots come from? How's it determined where those fall at? Do you have any
Just
idea?
it's just based on how the market moved that day.
Okay.
The swing high, swing lows, the overnight high. It's just a calculation because
I
everything
got
is
you.
mathematics.
Got you. Just like your Fibonacci retracement deal.
Yep. Yep, just like, and it shows you right here, pivot range is daily. So they'll do a calculation from that day and they put pivots based on what happened that day. So nothing in these candlesticks are not random movements. They're all based on something mathematical. We may not know every mathematical equation. That's why they have indicators that help us indicate that math. And that's why, like the overnight high and the overnight low, I'll put a Fibonacci and I'll mark the 50%. and I'll take a trade at that 50%. So inside of my teaching you the overnight high and overnight low, you could put a Fibonacci and you could mark that up, and that's another level that you just showed yourself taking a trade at the 50%. Same thing with a gap. If you see a big gap, go to the Fibonacci, and if you want to find the Fibonacci, all you do is right click on the chart, go to drawing tools, and it's called Fibonacci retracement. You just go to the overnight high, and you can just put a drop down, just click the button and drag it. And try to get as close to that line as you can. And it will show you a 50% line. And you can just put a line at the 50%. And when you go down to your 5-minute chart, you will see that yellow line I just put there. Look how that orange line is the LIS. So if the market came back up here, guess what? I got 2 reasons. Not only do I have the LIS, which is the 405 closure, I also have a 50% of the overnight high, overnight low, pretty much in the same spot. I would feel comfortable hold on, let me see. I would feel comfortable splitting the difference. I'll sell the market. If the market ever came back up here, even though the market's way down here, if it ever came back up here, I would feel comfortable taking that sell. Because not only do I have the LIS right here, but I also have the 50% of the high and the low right there. I'll split the difference and I'll sell in between them. That's what I mean by more advanced trading style. Because even though I teach you one way, you can find trades within what I teach you. But that's how I would play that trade. So yeah, there's trades inside of trades. I'm saying once you learn and understand what I teach, there's trades inside of what I teach that you can actually take advantage of as well. But you got to know the basics to even find those. But the market is all math. That's really all it is. And that's why when the news happens, they give you the news channels. So when the market starts moving irate, you'd be like, why did it do that? Check the news. You'd be like, oh, Trump was speaking. You know what I'm saying? Like, it literally tells you when to not be in the market. Like, oh, PMI happened. PMI was at 10 o'clock. Okay, well, don't be in the market at 9:59. Chill, wait till about 10:05 at least before you get back in the market. But yeah, the news will tell you anything that's going to happen that's crazy. But like that drop that happened Friday, hey, look, it was no way to tell that was going to happen. Well, it was a way to tell. These right here, these 2 dojis, which a doji is an indication that the market is going to change direction. Not only did you give 1, but they gave you 2 of them. And that was a good indicator that the market was going to go down by the end of the week. And it did. Friday, the bottom fell out.
How did you do on that Friday?
How did I do Friday? Oh, I
Yeah.
mean, that Friday.
I'll show us. I'll show us.
Huh?
I'll show us.
But that's just the more you look at this market, it like, you know, the movie The Matrix, that's the best explanation. At first, it just all he seen was a bunch of green lines. And then after a while, he started seeing pictures and understanding how the market was moving. You'll start to understand how that market moved. You'll be like, oh, I'm about to make some money today. That's all it was. I seen the past couple of days, it was those dojis on the daily. I knew it was going to go down. It was especially when you have 2 dojis in a row. Yeah, that's not normal.
So was you waiting on that to happen? Did you know that was you? I mean, did you foresee that and plan on making money on shorts?
Yeah, in the mornings, I go live at 8:30 in the morning. I literally called it. I was like, with 2 dojis, y'all got to look for that market to go down. And it went down 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to show how much you made.
Oh, I'll show you.
That Corvette getting closer.
Was it? I think this was Friday. Was this Friday? Oh, hold on, it disappeared.
I think it was Wednesday or something.
This was Thursday.
Tuesday, Thursday. Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Here we go. So we had a 2-hour school delay. That was Thursday. And then Friday had to be right at, did I post that in the group? I think I posted that in our group.
I think it was on Thursday, not on Friday, because Friday yesterday.
Okay, here's Friday. That was in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was Friday. Yeah, I knew that was going down. That's why I got that 1800.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was going down. I was like, you can't have 2 dojis in a row. And then Thursday was also a down day.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Friday normally they run it up, but once Friday started going down, I was like, oh, it's game time. Sell the market. I lost this negative $465. That was the first trade because I thought Friday is normally goes up. I waited for the market to pull down. I bought the market, and the market was like, nope, we're going down. I said, you know what? Thank you. It let me know what you tried to do. I sold the market all Friday. Because even though you have an idea, you got to look and see what the candles tell you. Once I read that first candle drop, I was like, oh yeah, the market ain't paying fair today. It's going down. And we just made money on the way down.
Are you any closer to that?
Go ahead.
Are you any closer to that Camaro?
Yeah, I am. I want to have it ordered by summer, at least ordered, because I know it takes a couple of months to get it.
You done switched up to a Camaro?
Oh no, it's always been a Camaro. No, Corvette. My bad, Corvette. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corvette.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
Yeah, it's like
swore
you
you said
switched up.
Corvette the other day.
No, I want to order it by the summer though.
Okay, Mr. H, where just how like you just got through showing what you did Friday. Where can is there any videos to show you how to look around in the control center to see what you've done through the course of the day or week or something like that?
Yeah, it is. I'll pull it
Love to
up.
see that.
You go to control center, you go to, let me pull it so you can see it. You just go to new and it's trade performance.
Okay.
And you just type in the dates and it will show your performance for however long you want.
Okay.
Does that work on playback and sim?
I don't know if it works on playback, but you can include your sim account too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey, Mr.
and I like to look at the results just so you can see how good of a trader you are. I will only put I'll set it to only show my PA accounts so I can see how good I was with PAs because I'm completely reckless with evaluations. I'm not gonna lie to you. my PAs, I trade those reckless because I'm just trying to get them passed. I mean my evals, not my PAs. My evals, I'll throw a Hail Mary any given Sunday.
I'm gonna say, I hate you got out that screen, but you know how you have your charts and everything at the bottom of the screen. I can my see, I got my charts. My oh golly, I forgot what I ain't got it on here. I think it's I come back to you. 'Cause I'm trying to think what it's called. My
Yeah.
stuff at the bottom. I got my charts on the bottom of the screen, but on my thing, but I don't have golly, what's called that up when you check your boxes? What you call it?
The chart trader over here?
I'm talking about no. I'm talking about at the bottom when you go to control and you look at all yours. You got the charts, then you got the
Control center. Okay.
control center, but I ain't got nothing else at the bottom. I'm missing two. I pushed the bottom by mistake.
Oh, these down here?
No. It's not on. It's not on it. Rhythmic and at the you know how you have all those things at the bottom, like your rhythmic and all that. All you gotta do is push it.
This right here?
Yeah, you know how you have it all at the bottom.
This?
Yeah. And all I gotta do is push it to get on
Yeah,
it.
you can just turn market data off at the bottom. You don't need this at the bottom.
I'm talking about like a bottom of the ninja. I'm talking about like, yeah, I can't okay, how you doing? Okay, you know how you got ninja trade at the bottom and now you
Oh,
push
down
that.
here.
Okay. Now, what you know when you hit the boxes to you don't because you don't have yours on here. I don't see it. When you hit the boxes to enable and enable accounts,
You talking about with a bot?
no, you don't have it. I guess we don't need it anymore. I don't even have it on. I don't even go back
Yeah,
to
that's
it.
that's for the bot to disable and enable.
Okay, that's good. I don't need it then.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not
Yeah, I
moving it
don't
back
use
up.
that bot anymore.
Okay, right. You gonna go.
Yeah, this is what my bot looks like now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So this is Karen.
All right. So we are at we got this 340. Damn.
Oh, quick, Coach,
Anybody have any other questions? I didn't
yeah,
realize it was that
quick,
late.
can we use the replicana on our evals?
You sure can.
Okay.
Yeah, hey, that's how I get those evals approved so fast. I be
Okay.
trading. I trade all the evals all at one time.
Can you show that stop loss, trailer stop loss, and how that works, please?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right.
You
All right.
said
So
you
under here, under ATM strategy,
uh,
hit that drop down. Go to custom. All right. The order quantity is how many contracts. So I'll just keep it at one when you're just trying to test it out. The stop loss is how much money you want to risk. So if a 25K account, if you only want to risk $200, that would be 40 ticks. So every 10, is it 40? Yeah, because every 10 is $50. So 50 ticks is 10 ticks is $50. All right, profit. If you're just trying to see what your consistency rate is, start the profit at 10 ticks, $50. Okay. We trying to get $50 per trade. If you can get $50 10 times in a row, then you can move that 10 ticks to 15, which is $75. If you can get $75 10 times in a row, then you need to move that 15 to 20 ticks, which is $100. Keep moving it up until you can't take more than 8 wins in a row, okay? Or 8 wins out of 10. If you start losing 7 out of 10, you need to lower that consistency down. But that's how I found out what my consistency number is. And you could just do that number every day or every trade. So if you could get $50 and you want to make 100 a day, well, you're just going to have to do 2 trades because your average is $50 per trade. Now, once you have the 40 stop loss or about 40, 10 ticks of profit, if you want to set a stop strategy, a little more advanced, but once again, you can go to custom. You can do just an auto break even. What that means is if the market is trading and you say you go 20 ticks in the market, if you want the bot or if you want it to automatically move to the break even, you want to use this first setting called break even. So profit trigger, you want to put it at 10. So that means once the market goes 10 ticks into profit, that red flag that's negative 40 is going to automatically move to the break even, which means you're not going to make any money. You're not going to lose any money. It's at the break even. So if the market comes back down, it's just going to knock you out at $0. It's not going to go negative, but it just helps you lock in. You're either going to make something or you're going to make nothing.
So how about
So
if I wanted to go? How about if I wanted it to go, move up or down, whatever I'm playing? What if I wanted it to go move 15 ticks before it kicks into that 10 tick trigger right there? Does that make sense? I don't want to. I don't want it to kick in the second it hits my 10-point trigger because I might stop myself out immediately. So if I wanted it to get up to 15 and then I move it up, am I making sense there, Will?
it just changes to 15 profit trigger. So that's
Okay.
what it is, profit trigger. How much profit do you need before it triggers to the break even?
Okay.
So if you
So
want 15 ticks, then change to 15, which is
so
$75.
if my break even is 10, I can still put it at 15 here before it goes to break even point.
Well,
Is that what you're saying?
well, if you have it at 15, that means you're going to make $75 before it moves to the break even.
Okay.
If you want to move it to 20, which is $100, it's going to get you 100 before it moves to break even.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, it's
Perfect.
just a way to protect yourself so you don't lose too much money or
Yep.
any at all. Now, the trailing is a little bit different. Trailing, you want to put it on one step. I don't usually do two steps. I just do one. So one step, stop loss is where do you want your stop loss to be at? Profit trigger is the same as profit trigger up here. If you wanted to go 15 ticks to move to break even, you could do 20 ticks under here under auto trail. 20 ticks, your stop loss is going to be 1. So that means once you get to 15 ticks, it's going to move to the break even. Once you get to 20 ticks, it's going to start following everything after that. And that's where you hear
So
the
with a
cha-ching
20
noise.
with a 20 tick distance in the trail.
Yeah. So stop loss. If it's 20 ticks, the stop loss, you want to put that at 20 then, because that's the break even, right? If you put it at 1, it's going to be 1 tick below the profit target.
Oh, okay.
So if you put it at 20, once you get 15, it's going to move the break even. Once you get 20, it's going to still be at the break even. As
Yep.
soon as you hit 21 ticks, it's going to be 1. 22 ticks is going to be 2. That red flag is going to follow 1 tick behind wherever the market is. But it's going to be at a 20 tick difference.
So you don't want to be too close there for fear of bouncing back on you and stopping you out. What
Yep.
do you
Because if it
typically
comes
use?
down, your stop loss is not going to move down too. It's going to stay right there.
Right.
So if it moves up, bop, moves up, this is not going to move at all. This is going to be right behind it.
Yep. What are you typically using? What distance are you using there?
Hold on, I'll pull up one of mine. I have a bunch, so it depends on the market.
So you're playing more or less. When you say that, you're saying the mood pretty much of the market, ain't you?
Yeah, I have ATM strategies based on. So there's 3 different days of the market. There's a trending day, which means the market is just going in one direction. It might do a pullback, but for the most part, like Friday, it just was going down. It might pull back, but it was going down overall. That's a trending day, trending to this one side. Then you have a test and retest, meaning if the market opened here, that means it went up and down below that market open more than 3 times. That's a trending day. I mean, a test and retest. Then you have a narrow range. Narrow range just means if the market opened here and the market went above it, it went here, it just ranged. It never went below the open, but it just ranged all day. It went here, stopped, went here, stopped, went here. You can make a lot of money in those range days. So understanding the 3 different type of days changes what ATM strategy I use.
Repeat
It's
that
more
the names of
advanced.
those.
It's more advanced, and I will get more advanced as we move. But it's just a more advanced way of looking at the market.
What do you call those, Will? Those
It's
3 types?
is narrow range, which means the market opened and it went in one direction by 10 o'clock. All this is by 10 o'clock, 10:30 is how you can tell what kind of day. So it's trending either up or down. It's narrow range, which means wherever the market opened at, the market crossed it at least 3 times. That's a narrow range. Then you have, test and my bad, test and retest, because you're testing and retesting the open. Wherever the
Right.
market opened at, if it goes below and above it 3 times, that's a test and retest because you're testing the open. Narrow range means it went to either above the open or below the open, and it just stayed below it all day. That's a narrow range.
Awesome.
You can make money, good money, either one of those days. Once you recognize what kind of day it is, you know how to operate that day. But that normally happens by 10:30. By 10:30, you'll see what kind of day it is. I'm normally done by 10 o'clock. So But like Friday, it dropped so fast, we knew that was a trend day. Trending days only happen 15% of the time.
Oh,
So that means the rest of the time is either going to be a test and retest or narrow range. That's why you don't see a bunch of trending days trending to the up or the down per day.
so before you go here, do me a favor. Show me how to get in and out of going from your sim account back to playback. Can you go through that one time and set that up
Over
right quick?
sim to
Just a playback chart. Yeah, just set that up from coming out of Tradeovate, or I mean sim back to playback.
right here, playback.
Yep.
Just disconnect.
Yeah, disconnect that. Now do that from the Tradeovate, like you're playing your sim account, and now you want to go to your playback. Set it up from the beginning. So you're going to turn off your Tradeovate and now set up your playback.
Oh, okay. So say Tradeovate or Apex, right? If you're in Apex, you want to go to Tools, go to Import.
Okay.
Historical data.
Okay.
Once you click on historical data, this will pull up. At the very bottom, you just go to Get Market Replay. You want to choose what you want to trade in queue, and you choose the date that you want to load. You can load several dates. You can load several different. You can load NQ, MNQ, ES, whatever you want to load. Pick the date that you want to load and hit download. Once that download is done, all you do is close it out. Close that historical data. Go to connections. You disconnect from Apex or Tradeovate. Disconnect. Then you reconnect to playback. Once you connect to playback, at the very bottom again, you want to pick the same instrument, which is NQ. You want to pick the same date, which is the 20th, and you want to hit download. Once that download is done, hit continue, and there you go. Here's your timer, your playback timer, and now is loading up. And that's it.
All right, cool.
And now you're in playback. In playback, you can do whatever you want, practice the ATM strategies, whatever. Fast forward, rewind. You can't mess nothing up.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to play with the what you just went over there on your trail and stop. That's where I want to learn.
Oh yeah, this is the best. So what I do when I'm practicing my trails, I will go to the 5-minute chart and I would fast forward it till I see like a big move, right? So we're gonna fast forward it. All right, if I see a big move. Hold on one second, let me let it load. All right, so like right here, I see a big move at 10 o'clock, right? I will mark off the low. The low of that was 138. This is a 5-minute chart. So the low is 22138. So I will remember 22138 and I will buy the market there. And since I know it's going to shoot up, I'll move my stop loss a good distance. And I'll just watch how my ATM strategy moves with that trade. And I'll see how it moves up. If it knocks it out too early, I'll adjust the settings a little bit. And I'll rewind it back to that time and I'll trade it again. And I'll just test out the ATM strategy that I set.
Oh man, that's an awesome idea. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's how I came up with that with the 8 YOLO. And as I say, it works great on micros because you're only risking $4 every tick. Even with 8 micros are only $4 a tick. So you're still not risking that much money in micros. And I just tested this out until I got it perfect to where if you catch a good run, all you hear is cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Oh yeah.
You'll make some good money in micros.
So Mr. H, you're recording this, right? I can go back and look at it.
Oh yeah. This will be in the Discord.
All right. Thanks a lot, sir.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, I have several ATM strategies, and the more you trade, you'll start developing better ATM strategies. I got ATM strategy for when the market is real choppy. I got settings. If for me, 50. Look, I call it $50. You know what I'm saying? When the market is choppy, I'm literally just trying to get $50. That's what it looks like.
Are you messing with? Do you use micros much, Will? Are you mainly in minis?
I'm mainly in minis, but anytime I get a brand new account approved, I'll still trade micros. Like
Oh,
when
okay.
when I post my results and you see where it says like $100, normally anything under 200 is micros.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I traded micros so much, I can do 10, 15 micro contracts and be just fine.
Huh.
Hey, Miss Days, I'm about to go. I'll ask you one more question. If you're trying to pass your evaluation, which one of the ATM strategy you think is best?
The one with no target.
I'm telling you. What's the name of so I know what to get?
I'm pulling it right here. This one right here is a 40 tick stop loss, and it does not have a profit. And this is my trail. This is what my trail looks like. I just have it go to a break even. So profit trigger is 25. So when the market gets 25 ticks in the profit, which is 100 $125, my break, I don't go to break even, it goes 10 ticks in the profit. So it stops at $50. So if the market keeps going up, I manually move it up. But if the market starts coming down, I'm gonna lock in $50 regardless.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's why I use the past evals a lot faster, because if I catch a good movement up or down, it's just gonna keep going and I'm just gonna manually follow behind it.
Okay.
Because sometimes if you have it automatically trail, sometimes that trail move too fast. It'll move too fast and it'll knock you out and then continue in the right direction. And you're like, man, I could have got more money. So sometimes I don't use the auto trail. I'll move it myself.
Mr. H, you
Yep.
still doing the DBA today?
Oh, DBA, yeah. Yeah, I'll probably go live probably about 5, 6 o'clock tonight.
All right, because I got some people who's kind of waiting to hear.
All right,
Except,
well then I'll do it at 6.
okay, 6 o'clock.
Yep, 6
Sounds
p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll do it. I'll go live on TikTok, talk about Digital Boss Academy.
okay then.
All right.
Well,
Anybody
y'all
got
have a
any
nice day,
questions before we
guys.
head out of here?
Hey, thanks a lot, Will. I
No
wished I
problem at
wouldn't
all.
have missed that. I wished I wouldn't have missed that first hour figuring out where you was at.
It's recorded. It's recorded.
All right, my
Hey man,
friend.
you done a great job, man.
All
I'll
right,
make
man.
it.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, much
All right.
appreciated.
Bye bye.
Hey, Will, you have some time later on? A few minutes?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go live at 6. So let's do about 5:30.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
All right, that'll work.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Anybody got any other questions before we head out of here?
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
We
Thanks
good?
a lot, Will.
Hey, I hope we have a great trading week. Okay. Check the news before y'all start clicking buttons now.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I'll see you guys later.
See you, buddy.